Well, thanks to you. I mean, we're really excited here today. We're sitting as sponsors for the Wholesale World Congress, and it's really a great chance to have everybody here meeting and bringing together the whole community, the whole telecom community in this event. Yeah, it's a very challenging time for the industry, really. But with challenges also come opportunities, and what we are experiencing here is that I mean, there's a data revolution, right? There's more and more data being generated, have to be managed, stored. We're doubling the information that is being generated worldwide every 2 years. So, I mean, users are using more and more applications, more and more data being exchanged, and this is what we have to face as operators, and what service providers have to face, and it's a real challenge for them to do. So, what is the requirements that the end users are coming with? It's basically a lot to do with network performance, and within network performance, the capacity and the connectivity of that network, both in the residential and in the business market. But in the enterprise side, it's true that technologies such as Ethernet has become an industry standard thanks to the big throughput, the high throughput, and the high availability that it brings, together with low latency and low jitter. In fact, it's so ubiquitous, this technology, that it sometimes is taking as a given all these benefits. But in this context, the service provider has to provide a point of differentiation, and what it is really to be able to provide new and different services, a new added value with new options to the operators and service providers, so they can tailor their service and can match the demand easier, generating new revenue streams. That's and in the middle we are facing, of course, these cost efficiency issues. The operators have to move in that context, and while providing cost reductions in their networks, they have to cope with the new business opportunities and being able to capitalize those opportunities, as well as keeping a very high level of service. Operators are turning back to service providers such as Colt to ask for not just single services from point A to point B, but rather asking to outsource elements of their service. So we are seeing demand really to go beyond the single circuits over a single route to an end-to-end solution that actually we can provide with the managed services and the build production for the end customers, so an end-to-end solution. The service providers want to ensure the highest level of network performance. Capacity and connectivity, they are key for them, and they have, however, to cope with that in a context of cost reduction. So it's very difficult somehow for some of them to have the network to support these peaks of demand that the new applications and this new data revolution that we are living is generating. So Colt is in a unique position now, and Colt has the backbone solutions to actually support these players to have the necessary network in place to cope with these peaks of demand and be able to scale up their network as they need it. So the operator can be really safe and can be thinking in their business rather than worried about the network performance, about the network capacity, speed and bandwidth, as it can scale up to cope with these peaks of demands. And the cost they're paying is just for what they need. They're not paying more. So they can be really concentrated in providing customer service, in taking care of the business operations in day-to-day, and not taking care about the network because we're doing it. And scaling up services brings another set of opportunities, because as we move into the cloud services and as the companies and the business start to use this model more and more, it will become more important to actually support those demands of services with a good scaling of the network capacity. So it's key really for the service providers, as they get this demand more and more, to be able to be prepared on that side. So it really brings new opportunities. And services on the cloud is really as reliable as the network that they are being run over. So it's very important to have the resources and the network in place to really support solidly these cloud services propositions. Colt provides a wholly owned network that is owned end-to-end. That means that we own all the elements in the chain, and we can really propose stringent and very leading SLAs that actually provide a very good support to these service providers, not to risk anything on their brand, on the services to their end customers. So our SLAs, for example, in the Ethernet services, even guarantee on the latency levels and on the jitter that they have, or otherwise also in the IPVPN space. We have now more than 1,300 operators, service providers, and system integrators that are relying on Colt's network for their services. We continue to invest heavily in our network services and portfolio. Our wholly owned network now spans 35,000 kilometers across 21 European countries. We have metropolitan area networks in 39 cities and have direct connections in more than 17,000 buildings with more than 19 data centers across Europe. So that brings and that leaves us in a position in which we are really in a good position to offer IT and network combined solutions to our customers, going from voice to business critical applications and cloud services. We have also the global city reach proposition, which allows our customers, wholesale customers, to actually extend their reach out of their home markets, going and terminating Ethernet services in the US and also in Central and Eastern Europe. So we are helping them to reach new areas and new markets. We have also developed new MPLS NNIs that allows, through a single point of interconnect, to actually reach 53 different locations across Europe. So our customers can be provided with a whole IPVPN as a solution rather than going circuit by circuit building it. So we've also done last year more than 100 Ethernet NNIs. And this year we've launched recently the off-net list proposition that allows our customers to actually benefit from all those agreements that we have and that we're reaching with our wholesale partners. We've also invested heavily in our automated self-service portal, allowing for online tools to ease the process, not only the sales process, but the delivery and the management of the services. And we continue to invest in our fiber network. We continue to invest in new virtual POPs that we are building around different cities in Europe. And we continue to build new Ethernet NNIs and MPLS NNIs as well as our colt EFM, Ethernet First Mile, that allows us to have cost-effective Ethernet access. Automated management for ordering is a good means to save costs, really, but also to upsell new services easier, as the wholesale provider does not have to be in the middle of that process. So we are, our customers are able to get into our systems and get all the information they need for a sell without the need of interaction with us. So no need to wait for answers to specific queries that it may have to do. Yeah, the requirements of the end users in the business market, they are more and more stringent in terms of delivery and tailoring, and that means that there is a space there for an opportunity for these service providers, and we all know that these tools will help to do that and to really be quicker in delivering and tailoring it to the needs of the end users. We've invested heavily in these automated tools. We are integrating and we are providing call connectivity checker, online quoting tools, electronic ordering, and fault management, being able to integrate that with also the processes and the systems that each of the operators and service providers is having in-house. Managed services has definitely been a major engine for growth for us last year, driven mainly by the data center requests, including co-location, managed hosting, and connectivity. We've also have an increase in demand for white-level voice offering. So we are helping our customers to diversify their portfolio and also to enter into new markets. We are providing help desk support. We are providing also invoicing. We are providing business support for ordering and number porting.